What is up YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today we're going to be using the Mega Slowbro team once again, putting in some work in the last episode. If you haven't seen that episode, I highly recommend go checking it out. But we're using Mega Slowbro today with Clefairy, Scrafty, Landorus-T, Togedemaru, and Heatran once again. Let us get started and play some games. So this team, a lot better than I expected to for the first episode. I feel like this team, it's very Mega Slowbro dependent, although it can function without Slowbro in certain matchups, but Mega Slowbro is one of the key aspects, being able to calm mind, and then just being able to wall most of the format. Sorry for the cutoff there, but like Mega Slowbro is just able to wall so much of the metagame that it is probably the star member of this team, which is why the team is basically functioning around the Mega Slowbro. Of course, we do have modes for certain matchups that, you know, don't have to rely on the Mega Slowbro, but Mega Slowbro itself is a very solid Pokemon, I think, in general, for its really high physical defense. The fact that even without Intimidate, it still takes hits really well. Just that special defense side is pretty lacking. It's even got a pretty good special attack stat, like I think it's like 100 something, which is pretty good on a defensive mon. That's more than Cresselia, like a lot more than Cresselia. As we find our first opponent, Apo, VGC, I don't know how you pronounce that. Oh, geez, the Accelgor. The Accelgor is scary. The Accelgor is definitely scary. Ooh, I don't like this matchup at all, actually. Charizard, Venusaur, which is already giving my Slowbro some issues. With Landers. Oh, this is going to be one heck of a battle. I like Heatran as a lead because it prevents Accelgor Lele from really sweeping. I just don't know which mode you bring. Do you bring the Sun mode? Do you bring the Como mode? I feel like you would bring Como in this matchup. Huh. I think I want to go Heatran. Heatran Clefairy as a lead seems pretty good against this team. Yeah, it looks pretty good against this team. Have Slowbro in the back. I'm not sure about Scrafty. I think Landorus can put in some work. That means I have no fake out pressure. Am I okay with that? I sort of am. Actually, I kind of like leading Landorus Heatran with Clefairy Slowbro in the back. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. The reason I like that a lot is because, one, if my opponent decides just to go Como as a lead, I can prevent that by having that Supersonic Sky Strike, which I do carry on my Landers, which does help in the Como matchup. And yeah, it just really depends on what my opponent leads. Accelgor Lele, I'm going to have to play. This is going to be an interesting one on how my opponent decides to play this. Accelgor Lele does lead, okay. So I'm guessing it might be Charizard Como in the back, because your Heatran matchup doesn't look that great here. A Landorus plus my Heatran as a lead. And Scarf Psychic does do a lot of damage. So I'm really wondering what I want to do here. Since I believe Accelgor hits 192 in its HP stat, I don't think Heatran can actually survive. Yeah, because I'm not max HP. I could go Clefairy here. I think I want to go Clefairy and just protect, because it scouts for the final Gambit as well as scouts on what Tapu Lele really wants to lock itself into. And it could also catch maybe like an Acid Spray from the Accelgor. In that case, I could just follow me, which is pretty nice. So let's see what my opponent is going to opt for, as I will protect my Landers here, as we are going to see the final Gambit, and it does come down on the Clefairy. So I do trade Clefairy here for my... However, I'm just not sure. Does Psychic knock out Landorus? I guess that's the main question. Shadow Ball. Maybe. Oh, probably not expecting me to go down to the final Gambit. Okay. But you being locked in a Shadow Ball is actually really nice here. I think I'll go Heatran. I'll go Heatran. Almost gonna come out. I do have Supersonic Sky Strike. My opponent might not be ready for the Supersonic Sky Strike that this Como is going to take. Even through Protect, it's going to do a good amount. And yeah, let's go for it. Heat Wave. Supersonic Sky Strike. And if you sack maybe a Charizard in the back, I'm still good because Slowbro is looking pretty good against my opponent's team. Kind of wish I brought Slowbro out because I could have probably get a Calm Mind up. But we're going to see the Tapu Lele retreat here into the Landorus on my opponent's side. So if you... No Charizard too. So if I just get rid of this Como, I'm in a really good position here, I feel like. This really comes down to, do you protect here? No, you don't, because you think you could set up against these Pokemon, but Supersonic Sky Strike gonna come out for my Landorus variant, and this should be able to pick up a knockout on Como, and oh man, that's absolutely huge here. Absolutely huge. Shadow Ball was not threatening my Landorus, and I knew I was gonna outspeed any Como variant, so this was a no drawback play. Gonna be able to knock out the Como, which is incredible, and I don't have to worry about Charizard. Como is set up for the door, as Heat Wave is going to come out, target down that Landorus variant, and single target's going to do a good amount. Looks like, I can't tell if that's Assault Vest. Yeah, that's a really good turn for me. Slowbro's looking absolutely beautiful here in this end game as the Tapu Lele is going to come out. And since the Tapu Lele on these teams usually tend to run the Choice Scarf, and the Shadow Ball probably does indicate it's a Choice Scarf, or maybe at least a Choice Specs variant, if you want to Earthquake yourself, go ahead. I think I'm just gonna fly since Landorus don't usually carry Protect. So Psychic gonna be the move of choice. Doesn't knock out Landorus. It doesn't knock out Landorus. I will be able to fly up high. As Super Power gonna come out. I don't think that knocks out Heatran by itself unless you're a Choice Band variant. Yep. Heatran gonna be able to survive. And if we do hit a Heat Wave, we should be able to put this Landorus in range of my attack, as Heat Wave is gonna come out. Target down the Landorus, and now I can just protect my Heatran and fly this Landorus and pick up that knockout, and then Mega Slowbro should just be able to win in the back, as long as I don't miss my fly, of course. But that's a different story that we'll talk for another day. However, this Landorus is at -1, which is absolutely big. Rock Slide going to come out. I don't believe that hits if you're Fly. I think the only move that does is like Stone Edge. Fly does come out. Connect with the Landorus. Goodbye, Landorus, as the Tapu Lele is left on the field. Locked into Psychic here. And I think I'll just draw off a Heat Wave, and we'll just fly again. So, Supersonic Sky Strike Landorus putting in a ton of work against my opponent's team. Psychic going to go out in the Heatran slot. Going to be able to pick up that knockout, but we do have Slowbro in the back. Slowbro is here. Slowbro is now. Fly up high, my Landorus. You are soaring today. Psychic's terrain disappears from the battlefield, so it's going to be even doing less damage to my Slowbro. But Psychic probably wasn't going to do too much anyway. Maybe 20-25% to Slowbro, as I'll be able to fire off a Scald here. And Mega Evolve. Well, I guess I didn't have to Mega Evolve, but it doesn't really make a difference at this point. Just takes a little bit of a more animation. And who doesn't love seeing this Mega Slowbro animation? Let's be real here. Psychic, gonna come out. Let's see how much this does to Mega Slowbro. Yeah, like 40. That was basically about 20% right there. As Fly, able to get a critical hit, does not really matter in this endgame, but does knock out the Tapu Lele. And that would be game 1 win for the Mega Slowbro team. So, Slowbro coming in for the endgame. Really surprised we didn't see Charizard Venusaur, because Charizard Venusaur I feel like gives me trouble. But then again, I guess you do have to be worried about a Heatran potentially. So, could have been more worried about Heatran from my opponent's side, which does make a lot of sense. But yeah, opting for the Accelgor and the Tapu Lele. For that final Gambit mode, trading the Accelgor for a Heatran. Probably didn't expect it. I maybe should probably just put 2 more HP into the Heatran, because I made the spread a long time ago in 2015 when Hail was a bit more common. Hail is not really that common, as we find someone from Canada, 1748 rating. Moose with Charizard, Cresselia, Snorlax, Mimikyu, Landorus variant, and Tapu Koko. So pretty standard team for sure. I really like Scrafty here, but it's like hard to get Scrafty set up. It's like really to get Scrafty set up here. I really do like Slowbro plus Togedemaru. Yeah, I like Slowbro plus Togedemaru. It's going to be able to do a lot of work against my opponent's team. I like Scrafty, and I think I like Clefairy in the back, but I also like Landorus variant a lot here. The Z move plus SD could put in a lot of work here. But Clefairy's Friend Guard just makes it so much safer to play against my opponent's team. I don't really like Heatran in this matchup, although it does kind of wall Mimikyu, so maybe it could be more useful. Yeah, it'll go Scrafty and Clefairy. I think it's safer against the Charizard and the Tapu Koko in case Togedemaru goes down early. And we'll see how this is going to go, because I am not sure either. So let's figure this out. I am kind of worried about how my opponent is going to play this matchup. Let's see, if you go Mimikyu... If you go Mimikyu Snorlax, what do I do there? I think I fake out the Snorlax, switch out to Scrafty. The problem is, this is like the main thing I have to maneuver around, and which is why Scrafty has foul play, which does knock out a +6 Snorlax, unless it's max defense, max HP. The main reason is, the fact is that if Snorlax gets set up under Trick Room and I can't knock it out, it's a bit of a problem because I can't knock off its berry, so that means the fact is Snorlax is going to be healthy for the rest of the game and can recycle later in the game, which is also annoying. So let us see what my opponent decides to opt here. Going to be Mimikyu Charizard, so not too bad here, although I am really scared at this point because I just don't know what my opponent's going to do here. I could fake out Charizard Calm Mind, but the problem is, do you expect that and just switch out your Charizard, go out into your Snorlax? That's what I'm really worried about, but my opponent's got to be worried about Encore potentially from Togedemaru, so I could probably just Calm Mind up here if I really want to and go for a fake out. Because if you go into Snorlax, you have to worry about me going for Encore into that Snorlax the following turn. So you know what? Fake out is to play into Charizard. Yeah, fake out is to play into Charizard. The Z move is probably on Mimikyu. So, yeah, Charizard's going to switch out. I'm guessing Snorlax is coming out. Yep. I should have trusted my gut. I could have also Iron-Headed. Oh well. You gotta be worried about Encore, right? Unless you carry Taunt on this... Taunt on the Mimikyu, which could make sense here. Fake Out's going to do very minimal damage to Snorlax, as Play Rough actually just coming out immediately, so I'll definitely take that. High Horsepower could come out in the future. Play Rough means what? No. Shadow Claw? Get a Calm Mind up. Actually, I should have stayed in regular form because of the fact is if my opponent taunted to Slowbro, but I don't think he taunts Slowbro in that position. I think I'm gonna go for what? A Scald? And a Mimikyu looks good. I want to break that to Sky so Togedemaru can knock it out with Iron Head when it comes back in later. I think I want to go hard Scrafty. You're definitely not attacking this Togedemaru with Play Rough here. I feel like if you target down the Togedemaru, you go with High Horsepower. So I'm going to get my Scrafty in and rotate some Fake Outs because these Fake Outs are going to be really crucial here. Let's see what my opponent decides to go for. It's going to be... Looks like it's a Trick Room Belly Drum combination, I would assume. Or maybe a High Horsepower Trick Room. Which I think both of them do make a lot of sense here, as we'll get quite a bit of damage onto that... Yeah, the Belly Drum. Yeah, that Belly Drum is gonna be hard. I mean, Slowbro does eat one hit. Slowbro does eat one hit. I could also Psyshock the Mimikyu. There are a lot of plays, but it involves taking a lot of resources. I could go out into Clefairy for Slowbro and foul play the Snorlax, but I'd be trading both my Pokemon here potentially. So I don't think that's the play. I could try to 2-KO the Mimikyu, which looks like a good play here. I think Psyshock and going to Clefairy is my safest play. Because Slowbro will definitely be able to take one return, and if Clefairy goes down here, it's not like the end of the world at all. As I will get Intimidated. Is Double Edge going to come out into the Clefairy slot? Okay. So that's going to be a lot of recoil. Oh, if I just Psyshocked into that Snorlax slot, it might have been really good here. Psyshock into the Mimikyu. Good damage. And Taunt coming out. Okay. That's a Taunt variant. I wonder if it does have Z-move on the Mimikyu. I think I'll just go out on a Togedemaru and fake out the Snorlax and go for a Scald. Scald or Side Shock. I think Scald should be fine here. I could also try to get rid of Mimikyu. Except, you know, if I do get the burn on Snorlax, if I send out my Scrafty, I probably survive the attack anyway. So I'm just going to Scald the Snorlax slot and fake out. As Mimikyu is going to reveal Protect. Okay, that's really good here. That's really good because of the fact that now I'll be getting some damage onto this Snorlax with Scald and fake out. How much does this do? Ooh, that's a really good amount actually. No burn. Alright. Double Edge actually probably knocks out Slowbro, which is like the one key crucial part here. How many turns does my opponent have left? A Trick Room? 2. I think I'm going to Scald the Slowbro once again, and I think go in a Scrafty. Oh, this is so obvious though. What if my opponent just goes for a Recycle here? You could go for Recycle here. You could also Z-move my Togedemaru slot if you really want to. There's just too many things. I think I needed to call that play turn 1, but my opponent didn't really have to. Although the taunt makes a lot of sense actually, because then you could taunt the, you could get Trick Room up, and then taunt the Togedemaru the following turn. Double Edge is gonna come out and target down my Slowbro, and I should survive that with the Intimidate. Barely actually. Actually, maybe I should have Scalded the Mimikyu. I think Snorlax was in range of. Yeah, I think Snorlax was actually in range of. Fake out. Z-move is going to come out from the Mimikyu. Nah, I didn't play this well at all. I realize my mistakes now. So this is probably either going to KO. This is going to KO something. I just don't know who's going to KO. And I can't slack off the damage either, which is actually really big here. It does target the Scrafty slot. Good play. It would have also probably taken care of my Togedemaru. Like, I had to sack something there. I think if I wanted any chance, actually no, if I wanted a good chance, I probably should have just Scalded the Mimikyu, switched into Scrafty. I survive, and I could just fake out the Snorlax the following turn. But the problem is that Slowbro, like no matter what, Slowbro would have been weakened anyway. And yeah, my taunt doesn't wear off here. Let's see, Charizard does come back out. I think my hope that the Charizard is slower than my Togedemaru, and then I'm going to be able to knock out the Charizard. Because yeah, I can't slack off, can I? I'm probably going to have to get a Zingzap flinch. Yeah. I'm going to Scald here and go for... But even then, like, I think Mimikyu probably does knock me out. Well, Mimikyu's at -2, so maybe it can't knock me out. As I'll fake out the Charizard. If my opponent really wants to, you could also just double out the Charizard if you really want to. You don't have to protect if you are slower. The Charizard is just going to Mega Evolve actually. Okay. Usually Mega Evolve when you go on the offense, so... This is going to be interesting. I would feel it'd be a double protect, but potentially it's not. No double protect. Okay, fake out gonna go out into Charizard, and a Scald is gonna finish off the Mimikyu even in Sun. So I get rid of Mimikyu, but that still works out in my opponent's favor. Like I was forced to probably KO the Mimikyu there because it was gonna 2 KO the Slowbro. Oh, and then you get a free switch into whatever your back Pokemon is. Tapu Koko. Unless I can live a Gleam from. With Mega Slowbro, I can't beat the Tapu Koko. So, +1 Slowbro has to live a Gleam here. Because I'm gonna... You might not even be Gleam. You might be like... You might even be like Skydrop support. I could see screens on this team. I'm gonna Zingzap and slack off. What? You have to be Timid Charizard. Otherwise, what is this play? This is Electric Terrain boosted. Hello? Hello? What just happened? This is like... What is this? This turnabout? What did my opponent do? Do you not have Gleam? You might not have Gleam. I feel like you should have Gleam though. Just gonna Zingzap. Side Shock. Hidden Power. Hidden Power Ice. Or Fire, pretend. No, if it's Fire, you go into Togedemaru. Oh, it was Thunderbolt Hidden Power Ice. Maybe Volt Switch Protect. Oh, my opponent could have beat the Togedemaru in the end game. Wait, my opponent could have still won though if you just protected the Mimikyu that one turn. And then gone for Heat Wave. Yeah, like what? Because I probably needed a flinch on Charizard unless Zing Zap knocks it out after fake out damage, but I don't think it does. Well, it was not Timid Charizard. Honest Max Special Attack. What was that? I somehow win, but I definitely feel like my opponent was playing better throughout that game, but alright. I have no idea what happened, but we're going to take a win. Oh man, I really want to call that Snorlax switch turn one. I think I should have went hard Scrafty and just... I think I should have just went hard Scrafty and went for Iron Head into Mimikyu. I think that was going to be my best play. I just didn't know Charizard was going to stay in because, as I said, the Encore threat, but I didn't know my opponent had Taunt, so it made a lot of sense for my opponent to break my Sash on Togedemaru, then get the Trick Room up. Although, if I would... Maybe I should have went for Skull turn one into Mimikyu instead, because even if that didn't happen, right? Mimikyu's still alive. I could get Scrafty in the following turn, and I could just Iron Head the Mimikyu slot for a knockout. Maybe my opponent wasn't expecting Iron Head? Who knows? But yeah, there were definitely a bunch of plays I think could have been better that I could have done. My opponent was definitely playing well. But just, I guess, couldn't clean up the end game? I don't know, I feel like... I guess. I mean, even then, like, you protect Mimikyu there, you can taunt a Slowbro the following turn as well. Well, I guess taunting really doesn't help if I just get a double KO and then we're in the same position. But I guess I just don't know the Zing Zap calc on Charizard. I know it does a lot, like it really does do a lot of damage because it's on the physical spectrum. But yeah. If you ask me what happened in that battle, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. But we're gonna move on to the third game of today's episode. It's taking quite a bit to find one, so we'll be right back with the third game of today's episode. Okay, a 1593 rated player from Japan as our third opponent of the day. Bring up Virizion. Okay, this team looks pretty interesting actually. Virizion, Zapdos, Metagross, Incineroar, Milotic, and Tapu Lele. This kind of reminds me of VGC 17 and VGC I want to say it's either 2012 or 2013 because that's what this team looks like, a combination of. So, what do I want to expect here? I could go Togedemaru combined with, I think, Slowbro. Slowbro's really good in this matchup. Milotic is going to be a pain, though, to deal with. I don't have good Milotic answers. Although I do have Zing Zap, which is pretty nice overall against my opponent's team. I think the 4 Pokemon I want to bring... I could bring Heatran, because Heatran's actually decent in this matchup against Lele. The Metagross can one-shot the Metagross. Earth Power for Incineroar. Overheat can knock out Virizion, do some good damage. But I feel like... should be Togedemaru Slowbro as the lead with Scrafty and Clefairy in the back. I do have Iron Head on the Togedemaru for a reason. It's for the Tapu Lele and also Tapu Bulu's, because I needed a way to hit Tapu Bulu's. And I wasn't running Poison Jab. Come on, why would I run Poison Jab when it only hits one Pokemon? Well, Poison Jab would be a good move if Togedemaru had more attack. Like, only Zing Zap really does a good amount, and Iron Head does a good amount because of stab factor, and Iron Head can hit more Pokemon, like Tyranitar, for instance. So, Iron Head over Poison Jab any day. So, let's see what my opponent's going to lead. I'm not sure. You go Lele Metagross here. I mean, I do have Oblivious, so you can taunt and prevent my setup with Slowbro that way. You go hard for Virizion Zapdos lead. Milotic Metagross. Okay. I don't know what kind of Milotic this is. I don't know if it's like Dragon Tail or something. I do just want to Zing Zap Milotic turn 1 because I could see it double up into Togedemaru as well. And I want to go for a Calm Mind boost straight away. Yeah. Because damage into Milotic is nice. Very nice switch on my opponent's part. Switching that out into the Tapu Lele, however. Okay. So Tapu Lele going to bring out that Psychic Surge, which means no Fake Out. Oh, my opponent was expecting the Fake Out into Metagross. Okay, it covered both plays because it covered the Electric type move as well as it covered the Fake Out. Really nice play from my opponent's part. However, I wasn't going to target down the Tapu Lele. Stomping Tantrum going to come out, target down my Togedemaru, which does bring me to my Focus Sash. However, the fact is now with the Psychic Terrain and +1 on Slowbro, I might just be able to set up some more Calm Minds. That Zing Zap didn't do much. That's a bulky Tapu Lele if I ever seen one. Alright, that's a bulky Tapu Lele. I wonder if it's Haze Milotic. If it's Haze Milotic, that's really problematic for me. I Spiky Shield here. I think I go for a Calm Mind here with Slowbro again, just so I can get more damage output. And because I lost my best damage output against Milotic currently, I feel like getting a Calm Mind up is really good here. You're probably just going to Stomping Tantrum the Togedemaru anyway if you're my opponent, but you actually decide to Zen Headbutt my Slowbro, which shouldn't do too much. Yeah. Moonblast going to come out. It's Slowbro 2, very nice play. Ooh, I took a little more than I thought, but I feel like if I just switch into Clefairy the following turn and slack off, I should be able to heal back all the amount, especially if I Mega Evolve. If you go for Taunt and an Iron Head, very solid play from my opponent's part, but Mega Evolve, slack off, getting Clefairy, because I should be able to take both the combination attacks from my opponent. The only problem is if my opponent flinches me, then we're actually in a huge amount of trouble. Bring out Clefairy. You might also just Iron Head Togedemaru because I don't see a reason not to Iron Head Togedemaru. But as long as I'm able to heal with Slowbro, I feel like I'm good. And you might target down this Slowbro here. It's just such a threat. Yeah, Zen Headbutt going to come out into that Slowbro. Do I live Moonblast with the +2 and the Friend Guard? We'll see. Oh, yeah. Special attack drop is annoying. We do get the slack off, though, which is really good. Okay. That slack off is really good, although if my opponent keeps getting the drops, it's not going to be a fun time. I think maybe it's worth going for Scald here. No, it's better off to go for slack off here. I really want damage into Metagross, but I don't feel like it's worth it. It's definitely not worth it. I'll protect Clefairy and just slack off here. Meteor Mash, int, Meteor Mash, huh? No Iron Head. Oh, it's a taunt. Very nice play. Should have scalded. Alright. I do have Heal Pulse on my Scrafty. I mean on my Clefairy, but I gotta find a good time to get in. I'm gonna Scald the Metagross and go out into Scrafty here. Get to Intimidate off into that Metagross unless you double up with Moonblast plus the... Yeah, you would have to go Moonblast to my Scrafty. And I don't feel like you are. I feel like you're going to try to chip down the Slowbro as much as possible right here. So let's see. Meteor Mash going to come out. Target down the Scrafty. That does a lot of damage. And an attack boost. Oh, no. That's not going to be fun. Moonblast going to come out into the Slowbro. I do take it. Oh, come on. 2 special attack drops in a row. Scald. Can we get a burn at least? Give me some kind of justice? Eh. This game isn't about justice or fun. Psychic Terrain does disappear though. But I'm still in a rough spot regardless. Because now, Metagross is threatening to knock out on my Scrafty. I feel like you double up with Moonblast combined with Meteor Mash into Scrafty. Oh man. I'm going to fake out the Lele here. Meteor Mash is going to come out in the Scrafty slot. Oh, in the Slowbro, actually. Then I'm going to flinch. I do get a Scald off. This taunt wears off. I feel like you would double in the Slowbro here. You should double in the Slowbro. Because if I go Clefairy, you're in a terrible position. Can I win with Scrafty combined with my other two Pokemon? It'd be tough, but I can. I think I'm gonna knock off the Metagross here and sack Slowbro. Let's see here. Medium Mash gonna come out, target down the Slowbro slot. You survive. Taunt again. Okay. So that's better because I actually saved my Slowbro, but yeah, Metagross goes down, which is nice. Although maybe I could get a Heal Pulse off in the future. It would be pretty difficult to get a Heal Pulse off in this game, I feel like. So if I can get my Togedemaru and maybe its potential. What are you gonna do? Incineroar gonna come out. Okay. Moonblast my Scrafty, and yeah, I would Moonblast the Scrafty here. I'm gonna go Clefairy here. Oh man, Slowbro could have set up and win, but it's just not worth setting up with it because I can win with Togedemaru plus Scrafty alone. I'm gonna go for a Scald into the Incineroar and sack, because I want to get Clefairy next to Togedemaru in, and then I can fire off Iron Heads into that Tapu Lele slot. Moonblast should be coming out into the Scrafty slot. Oh, into the Slowbro slot. Is that a knockoff coming out into the Clefairy slot? Anticipating the switch? No, Flare Blitz, okay. That Rico is going to be important too, so I'll definitely take this. Oh, jeez, that did more than I thought. I can go Togedemaru. I might have to rely on a flinch. Here's what I'm thinking. You might not expect Iron Head on the Togedemaru, so I could follow me Iron Head. But the problem is the Milotic in the back. Or if you protect Tapu Lele here. But that, I don't know if you would, I just don't feel like it would get me any. You do go Milotic, okay. I thought my opponent wouldn't try to let me get any momentum by going for a double attack, trying to knock out a Pokemon. So I could have faked out Heal Pulse my own Togedemaru, and that could have actually really worked in my favor. But instead, Iron Head gonna go out into the Milotic. Actually, might still be okay. Well, it depends on who you target. You do target on the Clefairy. With Follow Me. Still tough, but still winnable. Unless you're Adrenaline or Milotic and you outspeed my Togedemaru at +1. Yeah, Intimidate off. Means competitive boost. And I fake out the Incineroar and hope for a Zingzap Flinch. So, we still have a way to win. Zingzap Flinch is probably my best way. A Zingzap here. Or my opponent could have just switched in a Lele, I realized. You could have just switched in a Lele. Surprised we didn't see a switch out to Lele, actually. Alright. There's still potential for me to win this game. I'm going to Drain Punch and Spiky Shield and hope Skull doesn't knock out Scrafty. Or you double target the Incineroar. I'm going to get my health back from Drain Punch. Maybe Drain Punch can knock out the Incineroar, and then I call a 50-50 right with Tapu Lele. I think that's my best out. Scald gonna come out into the Scrafty slot. Do you target down the Togedemaru? Yeah. Flare Blitz, okay. And that range might just put in Drain Punch range 100%. Yes, okay. So I'm still in this game. It's just gonna come down to so much. I feel like you shouldn't protect Lele at all. I feel like you shouldn't protect Lele. Yeah, I really don't feel like you should protect Lele. Knockoff doesn't matter because it's... Well, we haven't seen the item on Lele, but I don't feel like it's worth risking it. We already revealed Iron Head. I really kind of want to Zingzap the Milotic. If it's Scarf Lele, I was in trouble. No, it's not Scarf Lele. We've revealed Taunt. I feel like my opponent's been playing really safe here, so maybe if I do catch the... Here's my thinking. You shouldn't protect Lele. But if you do protect Lele and I double into my Lodic, I win the game. Do I make that risk? I'm going to try it. Or I double into my Lodic and get the flinch. Yeah, you shouldn't protect Lele. That almost knocked out. That actually almost knocked out. I thought it wasn't going to put in barrier range. Okay, so the play didn't work out either way. I need to Iron Head. I guess what my original game plan should have been was to Iron Head the top of Lele and go for a Drain Punch, but yes. It's just I don't feel like... No, I don't think I would have won anyway because Drain Punch wasn't going to do too much. I wasn't going to get enough recovery to heal back from the Scald afterward. And there's always a potential for my Lele to get the burn. So no matter what, I feel like I was out of this no matter what. I needed to call... I probably, if I wanted a chance, I had to call the top of Lele switching out. But it was really unnecessary for the top of Lele to switch out. Maybe I could have also... Yeah, like there were a few plays. I think my opponent did play that well. But the special attack drops really hurt my Slowbro's plans. And the Meteor Mash attack boost also really hurt. But yeah, Pokemon wise, what I brought Heatran. I don't think I would bring Heatran in that game. Let's see, it was my Lodic, Incineroar. I might have brought Heatran. Heatran might have been an okay option. Maybe I could have focused more on Heatran combined with Togedemaru. Maybe I should have gone that route if I was to play against my opponent again. Maybe I would switch there. Maybe have Slowbro in the back. But I think that's gonna be it. There's a lot of plays I think I could have made better. The special attack drops and the Meteor Mash boost were really annoying. However, yeah, there were definitely some plays I could have made better. Maybe I should say Slowbro for the end game, but the problem was with that, I'd have to get rid of Metagross. Actually, no, if I got rid of Metagross... No, because if Lele is next to my Lodic, you could just knock out the Clefairy with Shattered Psyche, because I'm pretty sure you're going to be Psychium Z on that team. And then you just finish off the Slowbro with any attack. So there was no way I was going to get any recovery with Slowbro. Yeah, Slowbro's job was done after that. Maybe I could have made different plays to success, but I would have to made some really aggressive like call the switch-ins really aggressively. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below, show your support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff, such as my social medias and all that good stuff down below in the description, and you can check out the placement of this team if you do want to go try it out. Will be linked in the description as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Feel free to leave a comment, I do read them. Otherwise, I think that's going to be it. Have a good day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.